Oh my gosh. I'm having internet blues, y'all. Dear Lord, I apologize. This was meant to be started like 10 minutes ago at this point in time, and internet issues have just been plaguing me for the last 20 minutes. Comcast gonna Comcast, yo. Oh my Lord. So, I'm guessing the redirect did not work correctly because everything crashed when I tried to go live the first time. So now there's a bum live out there. That really makes me happy. An 18-second live stream. That's amazing. Go away. Alright, guys. I'm sorry. I had to get a few things reset. I gotta reset like a whole glob of things here now. It's kind of tedious. So, I wonder if anybody's gonna find the stream now. I'm all upset. I need comforting. I'm sad. My best laid plans failed miserably. It just happened that way. Guys, I'm not going to sit here and whine too much. But I'm going to whine because that's what I do. I'm so happy to see people rolling into the new stream. I've got 2 hours of, I got 2 hours of, no, I'm just joking. That was a little something I threw out there for dreams. Fleischer's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hours of Fleischer. It's not going to be every single thing because it was a long dogged today, but it's going to be a good, healthy portion. If I happen to miss anything that you wanted to see, then you can always comment in the comments below. I can look it up in the docket and see if I can put it in a standalone video. But for now, we're here to talk about Fleischer's court today. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn the blues down a little bit. We're going to move our way on into the criminal court of Harris, Texas, with our favorite judge, Judge David Fleischer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing up to the Fleischer Forum. Get it started, shall we?
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
First judge is page 3 and 4.
Alex, good morning. Happy Monday. Yes. I think we're ready to go. Let's roll, nerds. Come on up, sir.
Do I stand here?
Marco Balderas.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Balderas, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. It looks like you're also charged with failing to comply with the, I don't know what the hell that is. Let's read the information. On October 1st, 2024, did then and there unlawfully operated motor vehicle. No, that's not it. On or about October 21, 24, did then and there unlawfully while driving and operating a vehicle collide with and damaged an unattended vehicle operated by Figueroa, hereinafter called the complainant. The defendant did intentionally and knowingly fail to locate the complainant and give the complainant the name and address of the victim. All right, so failure to stop and give information. On both of those cases, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On October 18th, 2024, officer with precinct 4 saw that her parked patrol car had been hit by another car. The wheel witness approached the officer and advised she saw a gray pickup truck hit the patrol vehicle. The wheel witness believed the pickup truck driver was intoxicated because he was driving erratically and nearly struck a cyclist on the same road. Less than 1 hour later, officers were dispatched to a vehicle matching the description, stopped in a moving lane of traffic with the occupant asleep inside. The officer observed front end and paint damage that matched the damage to the officer's vehicle. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 6 out of 8, one leg stand 1 out of 4. The DIC was read and breath was consented to. The results were 0.134 and 0.132.
IDWIs?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Valdez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your cases. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Most instant.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure you have car insurance? Okay, you're not allowed to drive unless you have both, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? How old are you?
28.
You're 28? What do you do for a living?
Real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent.
Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria Center reset. After that, we'll get you with pretrial for you to sign your bond conditions. Then you'll get out of here. I'm going to tell you now that this is a DWI. There's a lot of time requirements. So don't sit and wait a month or two because you're only hurting yourself. You understand? I would get on it quick. All right, please.
Right this way. All right,
Did you run his
so
license?
next
No.
is Chase, page 6.
Good morning.
Chase, ma'am, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Judge. The complainant filed a report with officers after being assaulted at a Whataburger in Harris County, Texas. During the incident, the complainant was behind the defendant in the drive-thru. The complainant believed that she put her vehicle in park and released her brake. However, the vehicle rolled forward and struck the defendant's vehicle. The defendant got out and began yelling at the complainant. The defendant then opened the complainant's door and began striking the complainant in the face, causing pain. During the report, the officer observed the complainant had a busted lip and broken blood vessels in the eye. The officers were able to view the Whataburger surveillance of the assault, as well as the video taken by a witness showing the assault.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you not to go back to this Whataburger and not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons as well. These are your bond conditions. If you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand? Okay. What do you do for a living, ma'am? What do you do for a living?
Cancer advocate.
Do you have a steady income with that?
Yeah, I do the nonprofit as well. I have a nonprofit organization.
So how much money do you make a month? From all sources, would you say? Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. You need a lawyer to represent you because this can and certainly will affect any kind of nonprofit organizations. You know, if you try to get any kind of funding, you know, it's going to just kill it. So you need a lawyer. Okay. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, we'll have you take your seat in the jury box. I'm going to get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it and then you'll be free to go. Be careful, man. Life's too short.
I know.
Please.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So can you file no contact, no going back to that Whataburger, no weapons?
Just that particular Whataburger.
Yeah, just that.
All right, Judge. LZ, page 10.
Okay, Trevonna Elsie, ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched to a Walmart in Harris County, Texas, in response to the theft. The loss prevention officer stated he observed via surveillance the defendant placing items inside a child carrier. The loss prevention officer also observed the defendant placing merchandise into shopping bags without paying. The defendant walked past all points of sale and was detained. The total was $490.32.
It's from
A Walmart.
Walmart. Okay. Ms. Elsie, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now banning you from going to any Walmart. I don't care where it is. I don't care what you need. Don't go to any more Walmarts. Like I said, if I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. How old are you, man? How old are you? What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
I just had a baby, he's at home right now.
How do you get money? How do you
Work.
say it again? But you're not working now. How do you get support?
It does.
Okay. So you get child support or what? I mean, I'm trying to see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. I need to know what kind of income you've got coming in. Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, man? Okay, don't go to any Walmart. Don't pick up any new cases. Otherwise, it's going to go sideways quick. I'm only asking you to follow the law. You understand, man? Okay, ma'am, do you mind giving her an application, please? They're right here, right behind you. If you mind giving her one of the applications. They're going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I need you to get a Victoria sign and reset. After that, you'll take that to the jury box. Wait, do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and then we'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily, ma'am. Okay,
Right this way.
please.
Garcia,
So can you file no Walmart?
page 13.
You speak English, sir? Yes. Is it Salustro Garcia? Okay, Mr. Garcia, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing an expired registration on the defendant's vehicle. The officer observed slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer also observed a bottle of liquor in the front passenger seat. After the officer asked the defendant to exit the vehicle, he observed the defendant to have unsteady balance. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The GIC was read and breath was consented to. The results were 0.105 and 0.108.
Alex, tell me to stop again. I missed it.
The stop was for an expired registration.
Okay. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? You are not allowed to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if you need to go to the hospital. I don't care if you need anything. Do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, and I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kittens, you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? They found he's charged with a felony as well, Alex. What happened with that?
Yes,
What
sir.
else did they find?
While conducting a search of his property, the officers discovered a bag inside a wallet containing 0.27 grams of cocaine.
Mr. Garcia, let me apprise you one more thing. If you have a drug or alcohol problem, you better address it. Because if you don't, and I see that it becomes a problem, I'm going to address it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand? When I mean no dope, I mean no dope from any kind, illegal that is, and no alcohol. You understand?
Yes.
You got out of jail because we gave you a free bond. If I have to revoke that, I'm going to make it high, $5,000 to $10,000. If you don't have anyone to pony up that money, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with. Do you understand?
Yes.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
All right, come on. Oh, what do you do for a living?
Maintenance,
Do you have a steady income?
sometimes. It's not regular.
How much money do you have coming in a month?
From 25 to 3,500.
Who do you live with?
I live at the yard.
Live at the yard.
Yeah,
I mean,
my nephew has a trucking business, and I live at the yard and do maintenance around there.
did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes,
Okay, we'll give you an application. I'll take a look at it. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have in the bank, how much money you have coming in, what kind of cars you have. I need to know everything about you and I'll see whether you qualify. Don't use any alcohol, Mr. Garcia. I'm warning you now. No tolerance. Do you understand? And above all else, in the short life we have, do not drive. Okay,
Mr. Garcia, please come over here. Lopez, page 20.
Lewis?
Yes. If you can go with the medium move.
Mr. Lopez, you're charged with fleeing a police officer. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 3rd, 2024, the officers observed the defendant's vehicle speeding greater than 10% over the posted speed limit and was a defective driver's side stop lamp. Traffic stop was initiated or was attempted, and the defendant refused to come to a stop, failed to stop at the stop sign, and continued at 30 miles per hour when came to complete stop in a driveway of a residence. The defendant pulled into the driveway, got out of the vehicle, and locked the door with wife and kids inside the vehicle. The defendant attempted to enter the residence but was detained.
Stop was
For
for,
speeding, Your Honor. Or they attempted to make a stop for speeding, but he kept going until he got to his residence.
he says 10% greater than the posted speed limit, but he doesn't tell us what the posted speed limit is.
I can check the OR, Your Honor.
But then he also said that there was another problem as well. He said a defective,
Driver's side stop lamp.
okay. Mr. Lopez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Don't use any dope or alcohol. It's the only thing I'm asking you to do. Don't violate the law. I'm not asking you much. Do you understand? If I find that you're consuming alcohol and kind of illegal drugs, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more parables. You understand? Are you on probation or parole at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Don't miss court again. The next time you miss court, it's going to be really, really high. Do you understand? You're not going to get any more PR bonds.
Sure.
I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We'll have you get with pretrial, and then after that, we'll let you go. Come back to court.
Sure.
Judge, did you want random drug testing?
Yeah, please.
Judge, did you want to start with CHAs?
Yeah.
Basy, page 4.
Good morning, Mr. Basy. Do you have a lawyer today? What are you doing about that? What are you doing about that?
Like the first time I came, I tried to get to a teacher, but she was already talking to somebody to let you know that I ain't got that type of money for a lawyer.
Did you talk to any lawyers?
I tried, but they all like 1,005. I ain't got that type of money.
How many lawyers did you talk to?
I called a few of them.
A few. A few is two, several is three. Couples two, several is three. How many did you talk to? What do you do for a living?
I was working.
So what are you doing now? You're not still not, are you working now? Why not? When is the last time you've had a full-time job? You've never had a full-time job?
The job I had paid on the table.
You were doing what?
I had paid under the table.
How old are you?
34.
You're 34 and you've never had a full-time job? Did you graduate from high school? So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life, Mr. Basy? And why do the people of Harris County get to pay for a lawyer for you when you do nothing all day? How is that fair? Why do I have to pay for your lawyer? Are you high right now? So tell me, how is it fair that you get to sit at home, play Xbox all day, and everybody here gets to pay for your lawyer? Why is that fair? So what do you do all day, every day? Mr. Basy, I'm making it a condition of your bond that you get a full-time job. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks and I want to see what you have done to get a job. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. But I don't understand why the people of Harris County get to pay for a lawyer for you when you do nothing all day. It's not cool. And let me tell you something else, Mr. Basy. Life will go by like this. And if you have no income, if you have no education, you're going to be 65, 7-year-old, not without a dime to your pocket, begging to get money just for McDonald's, just to get Burger King. You have this aura of arrogance, of like, yeah, this unfounded sense of entitlement when you've never had a full-time job. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. I'm going to send you down. You're to come right back. If you fail to take the drug test, or if you don't fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm going to make you high. Do you understand? Not only that, but I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks and I want to see what you've done to get a job. Take a seat for me.
Cabrera, page 6.
What?
Oh, Cabrera, page 6.
Good morning, Mr. Cabera. Do you have a lawyer today?
Sir,
Tell me what you're doing about that.
I talked to some lawyers and due to the stipulations of the bond, I had to move out of the house that I was living in because I was right next door to the complainant. I moved into a halfway house, lost my job, ran through the rest of my money, paying $225 a week. I'm looking for a job and right now I'm living in the streets.
When is the last time you've had a job?
A month,
Doing what?
landscaping.
What'd you stop?
I got fired.
For what? It's a landscaping job. How can you get fired for landscape?
I don't know Spanish, and it's also a big old deal.
You have a prior theft, possession of marijuana, delivery, burglary of a motor vehicle, burglary of a motor vehicle, burglary of a motor vehicle, delivery, theft, PCS, trespass, unauthorized use, theft, assault, and now this. How many court-appointed lawyers have you had on all of those cases, Mr. Cabera?
Too many.
Have you had a court-appointed lawyer on every single one of those cases? It's time for you to get a job. I'm now making that a condition of your bond. You need to get a job. Nothing is beneath you. It doesn't matter if it's working at a fast food place. A job is a job and you need one. And I'm now making that a condition of your bond. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks to see what you have done to get a job. And if you've done nothing, life will not be going well for you. Do you understand? And me. But it's time for you to do something worthwhile in this life. Why don't you go to a trade school? Why don't you learn a habit like welding, pipe fitting, doing something where you can really earn a living instead of being on the street doing nothing?
How about mental disability? No, it interferes with my work. I've had over 40, 50 jobs since I was 17.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Job over.
Here's what we're gonna do, Mr. Cabrera. What, can you give him a flyer to the Fresh Start thing, please? And then we're gonna give one of those to Mr. Basy as well. We have a Fresh Start program that is on November 4th, where there are going to be employers there looking for people to give jobs. I want you to go to this thing, and I'm gonna be there too. And we're gonna see about what they can do, because they're gonna be hopefully handing jobs out left and right. You need to be to this thing. Do you understand? What is it again?
November 9th.
November 9th. You know, what we need to do is we need to now make a list, because this is probably like the 4th or 5th person that we've told to come to this Fresh Start. So, and I don't want to forget who it is. So let's.
I have it, Judge.
Did you, the other ones as well, or no?
Just the two from today.
Yeah, okay. And then I'll start making a list. I'm gonna go by. Here's the other thing I'm gonna do, Mr. Cabera. I'm gonna send you for a drug test, because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Good. If you are, that'll make me very, very happy. But otherwise, I'll have you fill out an application. I'm gonna send you now for a drug test. And then I'm going to send you now for a drug test. You're to come right back. If you fail to take the drug test, if you fail to come back, it's not gonna go well. Do you understand?
Telling you, I'm dirty right now.
Take a seat. We're gonna see.
Cabera. Go ahead and sign for your visa. Cortez, come on up.
Let
Page
me-
8. Judge, did you want to go ahead and give them the application now to fill out?
No, I want to send them first. Come up.
Cortez, page 8.
Hey, after this, I'm gonna help out some of the lawyers. All right, good morning, Mr. Cortez.
Morning,
Do you have a lawyer today?
sir.
Tell me what you're doing about that.
Several lawyers, probably 4, 5. They weren't in my range. I didn't find the lawyer I wanted to in my range.
How many have you talked to? Okay. What do you do for a living? And how much money do you make a month? Okay. There's a gajillion and one lawyers in Harris County. You know, if you've only talked to 5, you need to talk to 35.
Do think 3,000 is too much, or is that good?
I can't advise you that, but I will tell you this, that 99% of them will put you on a payment plan where if you ask for a couple $100 a month, they'll represent you and then they can, work on your case for you, pay as you go. 99% will do that. You have to ask for it. You can always negotiate with them. If they say this much, say, well, look, I can give you this much, and then we can do a payment plan. And I'm telling you, there's a gajillion lawyers that will do that for you. It's just, you need to ask for it. If you don't find the right one, move on to the next one and you keep going. You need to Google Harris County lawyers and then, who do you live with? Do you live at home, mom and dad? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're making 3,000 a month. You live at home with mom and dad. We'll give you more time. I'll have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset and we'll see you in 30 days. All right. Okay. You ready? Hey, yeah.
Chip Lewis and I represent a young man who's on a pretrial diversion out of his court.
Say it again.
Chip Lewis and I represent a young man who's on a pretrial diversion out of your court. He's picked up a new case. We would like to do a walkthrough. We're optimistic the new.
Where is he now?
He's down the hall. Sure. I was just gonna ask if you'd rather do it at a certain time or.
No, now.
Okay, let me go get
Let
it.
him.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Judge, next is Washington on page 30 and 31.
Good morning, Mr. Washington. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that.
I just can't afford it right now. So I was trying to get a quick one of those.
How old are you? What do you do for a living?
I work NBT companies, pipeline, but
So you have an income.
not right now. I'm not working. Looking for another job, trying to get into another NBT company.
Where do you live?
Yes, love for my dad.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's time for you to get a job. I'm making that a condition of your bond.
Yeah, it's only been like a month or two.
Okay, that's still too long. If you lose a job, if you stop working, boom, you should have, within a week or two, you start going, you start cracking, and you do what you can to get a job. But when you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. Bad things start happening. Not on our watch. It's time for you to get a job, and I'm gonna bring you back in 2 weeks. I wanna see what you have done to get a job, Mr. Washington. If you've done nothing, it's not gonna go well. Do you understand? That's application, dozens of application daily until you get a job. Do you understand? Okay, I'll have you fill out an application, 2 weeks, come back. I'm also going to drug test you. If you're using, it's not gonna go well. So you hope and pray that you're not using, Mr. Washington. I'm gonna give you an application, but I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks to see what you have done to get a job. Do you understand? Okay, come on. Do you mind giving an application, please? Thanks.
So we're sending them today for,
No, but can you give him the fresh start application as well?
that was the last year check.
Hallelujah.
For now.
Shish. Ready? Mr. Brown, I'll hit you up next, okay?
Would you like me to bring him up?
Do you have a cause number for me?
Yeah, the new case that the warrant's on is 253-4523. Chip and I are aware that there's a lot more to this story, and we think it's going to get straightened out.
Let me express my extreme disappointment with you, Mr. Poole. You are on bond for an evading arrest, a criminal mischief. You've picked up an aggravated assault of a family member and now a terroristic threat. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney. Shh. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The defendant is the complainant's ex-boyfriend. During a walk-in report, the complainant told the officers that her and the defendant had an on and off dating relationship since the 8th grade, but they broke up in June 2024. In September, the defendant told the complainant, "Stop talking all that mess before I come to your house and fucking shoot you." The complainant told the officers that right after the incident, the defendant sent her photos of a gun in his lap. The complainant stated the defendant also told one of the complainant's friends that he was going to shoot the complainant.
So what, tell me about the ag assault. What happened there?
Your Honor, in the ag assault, one moment.
In the criminal mischief, is it with the same complaining witness as well?
The criminal mischief's from a prior event where we had experimented trying a drug and kind of got crazy and broke stuff.
Yes, Your Honor. And then for the aggravated
Completely
assault,
unrelated.
it says the complainant and her friends went to a party, and at the party, they saw the defendant trying to get in, but was ultimately turned away because too many people were there already. While walking, the complainant ignored the defendant, and the defendant stated, "Are you going to apologize?" And the complainant kept walking. The defendant began cussing at the complainant and said, "I got it on me." And the defendant said the complainant said at that time, the defendant got a pistol from his ankle and pointed it at her. And then witnesses corroborated the complainant's statement. And Your Honor, there's also a pending terroristic threat out of Galveston as well for the same complaining witness. Yes.
Did you know about this?
I did not know about that.
Do you have an open case in Galveston as well? I think, Mr. Poole, that you are a complete and utter danger to our society. And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect Harris County from anyone that does any kind of damage whatsoever. I am now revoking your bonds on both of your other cases. Goes with you. I'm sorry. As much as I love you, it's unacceptable the way things have been going. And I think that you don't get the message. And now I hope you do. But I am now going to give you home confinement. You're not allowed out if you bond out of jail. I'm going to make your bond sky high. I think that you're a complete and utter danger to everyone. You flaunt our bond conditions. And it truly sad, Mr. Poole, because you have but one life. And when you have a gun and when you start using that, God forbid that you do some irreparable damage, that you dig yourself into a hole where you're looking at 50 to 60 years in prison, perhaps life. 99% of people that are in jail are there because they have no self-control. They either use something, they are on something, and they get upset. They wig out without thinking, if I say this, what's going to happen? If I do this, what's going to happen? It's unacceptable. And now I will do everything, like I said, in my power to protect Harris County. So if you do get out, you must remain home confinement. You're not allowed out. No weapons, no contact with any of the complaining witnesses whatsoever, no dope, no alcohol. Anything else? I mean, what does he do?
He's a student, Judge. He's a high school student. So
I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, he scares me.
understood. And Chip and I are going to put some things together. I think that there's a different scenario really going on than what this reflects in the probable cause statements. And we're going to bring that to the prosecutors.
If you have something that shows me different to what they have, I'm all ears.
Understood.
And
with your permission, Judge, if we'll get some time to put that stuff together, we can perhaps readdress the bond.
Yeah, absolutely. And I never want to see a kid lose out on school, because to me, it's the most important thing in life,
Understood. If we do home confinement, can there be an exception to that when he's at school and he just has to report immediately back to his home?
Is he like in high school?
It's a high school student.
In high school.
I mean,
Yeah, Judge, he's actually currently, because of the situation, doing online school, so he'll be able to do it from home.
Oh, okay, good.
So disregard.
There we go. Are you, mom and dad? Come on up, come up.
Come over.
Thank you so much for coming. Shh. It's out of control. I don't know what else to do. But it seems that when he's out in public and he's out, partying, as they say, there's a wake of trouble. Did you guys know that he has a case in Galveston as well?
No, Your Honor, this is the first time I've heard of that.
Is it currently open?
It's currently open, Your Honor.
Something that the lawyers are also unaware of as well,
We think it's all one event that happened over a few hours. We don't know.
But it's not though. It's not. He's, 12 in December of 23, we have a criminal mischief and evading arrest. Now, a couple months later, we've got Galveston. It's not. And I think that we need to really give him a wake-up call before he really does irreparable damage,
If I could just clarify, the two events here in Harris and the one event in Galveston, we think that was all in the one series of events that happened between football games and a party on a hotel.
We need to figure out what's going on, to figure out why it's continuing to happen. I want what's best for your son. I really do. And I will help you in any way that I can. I have to put him in custody today because I have to show him that it's unacceptable what he's doing and picking up these tuna cases, especially the fact that he's picked up an aggravated assault. That's, you've got a great lawyer. We'll be here to figure it out with you.
And Judge, he's already addressed the bond on the felony case as well. So he's gone in and addressed it with the felony. We're just
Bond, huh?
understood.
So I'm making your bonds 30,000 each. I don't know if they're gonna bond you out, but if you do get out, you better be on your best behavior, and you are not to go anywhere. What I'd like to do is, I'm going to take him in now. I'd like to do an evaluation. It's called a TRAS to see what the best way of going forward. We have clinicians that can sit there and evaluate him, talk to him, figure out what's going on, and perhaps boot camp is the right way. Perhaps, we have these other things that we have at our disposal to see how we go forward, because I just don't know. I don't know what's going on in his life. I don't know what he's doing, what he's taking,
We did already as part of the PTI, they do want to increase him to what?
Say it again.
They want to increase his level of supervision to Wyman.
Who say that? Felony court?
No, misdemeanor, but this is a part of the PTI. He's already completed the TRS this year, so because of the new law violations and how things they kind of are, they want them to do Wyman.
Did you hear that?
I did. Judge, again, I think that these probable cause statements are giving a skewed picture of what's
So
really
that's
going
right. Let's not put the cart ahead of the horse. We'll give you time. And then if you see something different, just come back and let me know. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
If you need anything, always come back. We're here. We'll help you out in any way that we can. And sometimes some kids are harder to reach, but we'll do everything on our power to reach them one way or the other. So we got you. Okay. We'll take care of you one way or the other. Okay. All right. He goes with you. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do a mow up. So hold on, Stephen, hold on. Mr. Poole, I'm entering in what's called the magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies SM as a protected individual. You're not to commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where the person works. If you violate this court order, the state can and will file a violation of protective order, and you violate those conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond. Zero bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person of Harris County. Do you understand, Mr. Poole? Okay, all right, we'll have him sign it and then.
Judge, I just. I hate for-
Do you know that they are 100?
That's on to him.
Do you know that they're 100% going to? What do you want?
I don't know. I understand the benefit of expressing gravity to him of having him go into custody and have to bond out, get processed through the jail, spend the night in jail.
How much you think? That I'm not gonna do. I think that's. All right. All right, I'll do that. I'm gonna do it on all of them. Okay, and then, okay.
Thank you, Judge.
But I'm expecting him to, home confinement with a GPS monitor. On the other ankle, I'm gonna put a scram, so I know that he's not using alcohol as well. And just the random UA, so we know he's not using,
Okay, understood.
and he will auto-populate on Monday's docket. If they do bond him out between now and then, we still need him to come here to sign for conditions, okay? And that's it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
So 10 on all of them. 10 on pool, 10. Okay, ready?
Yeah, President, please, Judge. Mr. Loa, LA.
Morning, Judge. Hey, ladies. Fine? Bill, Kathy, Lee.
Jose Loa, come up.
Noah. Buenos días, señor. Oye, mira, si te acerques aquí en el centro, por favor. Solamente mira, pues, y le contesta en español, por favor. That a Rolex, Judge?
Okay, you are Jose Loa.
¿Usted es José Loa? Sí. Yes.
Mr. Loa, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. What we're doing today, from now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand?
¿Entendió eso? Sí. Yes.
If I were you,
Si yo fuera usted.
never get in a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because the first thing an officer does is they're gonna look up your record when they pull you over. If they see that you have a prior DWI and then they smell alcohol, you think it's gonna go well?
For your honor, what was the question?
What do you think is gonna happen if you get pulled over and you smell like alcohol and they see your prior DWI?
Y si ellos ven que tiene usted un caso de manejo de ebrio y previo, señor, ¿qué cree que le va a pasar a usted? They would arrest me. Correcto.
Beware. I would never do it again.
Entonces ya sépalo, nunca lo vuelva a hacer.
Right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
Eso, señor. Sí. Yes.
How do you plead to the offense if you're not guilty?
Culpable o no culpable? Declaro culpable. I declare myself guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. What do you do for a living, Mr. Loa?
¿Qué se dedica usted, señor Loa? La construcción. Construction.
What kind of money do you make a month?
Judge, I've asked him a series of questions as to how much money he makes and his expenses, if you may. Okay, he works construction, Your Honor, makes approximately $4,000 a month. His rent is $1,000. His telephone for him and his wife is $200. Food is approximately $600, and this is all per month, Your Honor. Gasoline for his wife's vehicle is $400. Utilities of water, electricity, and gas is $500, and he tries to send at least $1,000 a month to Mexico. He has mother, father, and siblings there, Judge. So his total cost are approximately $3,700. That leaves him about $300.
Spends nearly $1,000 in food.
The food was $600.
Comida es como unos $600.
What your lawyer is trying to do is asking me to take away your fines and fees and court costs. What I will do for you now is I will take away the surcharge, but you will be required to pay the court cost. If you don't pay it, I will issue a warrant and you will do $100 for every, you will do 1 day for every $100 you owe. I am taking away $3,000 that you would normally otherwise pay. And I want you to understand, Mr. Lowe, if you come back, the next time it's around $7,000. So like I'm telling you, don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because it could very well cost you dearly. Do you understand?
¿Entendió, señor? Sí. Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Buena suerte, señor. Pase a la izquierda.
Just the, yeah. Hi, how are you? Great to see you. Please. Good morning, Miss Lathan. Thank you, Mom, for coming. Appreciate it. Miss Lathan, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you. Okay.
Judge, the complainant reported being assaulted by the defendant, who is the complainant's daughter-in-law, at the defendant's residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated she was at the residence with the defendant for the complainant's son's birthday. The complainant advised she engaged in a verbal altercation with the defendant about the child not saying goodbye. The defendant got into the victim's face and the defendant lunged at the complainant as if the defendant was going to strike her. The complainant stated her son and husband attempted to separate the defendant and the complainant, but the defendant was able to kick the complainant's right breast, causing a high level of pain due to recent breast cancer surgery. The complainant stated the defendant yelled, quote, "I will fuck you up," as she was pulled away. The defendant stated they had a get together for the defendant's husband. The complainant became upset during that conversation, and the complainant was slamming doors, yelling and getting in the complainant's face, but did not kick the complainant as she was 9 months pregnant. The defendant was identified with a Texas driver's license.
I make a statement, Judge. And so this case was it 6 months later that it was filed? They never spoke to any of the witness. Janitha was present at that time. Terrell, who's a bailiff upstairs, was present at that time, which is Jillian's husband. He didn't want to go through the whole IED deal and give a statement just yet. But I did provide a witness statement from Janitha where she was there. She was 9 months pregnant at the time, Judge. She had her baby a week later. Her mother-in-law did have breast surgery, cancer surgery before on her breast, but she couldn't lift her leg up 3 inches, much less high enough to kick her in the breast. Police officer had none of the information with regards to Janitha being present. Janitha was there. There was the mother and the Terrell and the father holding the two back, I guess, from each other like this. It was split up and then that was it. 6 months later, charges were filed against Miss Lathan, and that's it. Officers never spoke with anyone, didn't get the other side of the statement. Janitha did provide a witness statement. The court can ask Janitha. We don't have, I mean, we're open to the court asking the questions to Ms. Kimbrough, where she didn't witness anything after it was split up. They went home, I guess, Janitha, and then that was it. There was no physical contact, anything of that nature. Nothing.
Give a response? Mike?
Judge, I haven't read the offense report thus far. I know that this is what the victim has reported. I don't know who the investigator spoke to, but I know this was a delayed report. That's why the 2B warrant was filed.
There was no documented injuries, Judge, no photographs, no nothing. They just on their own
Remember,
volition.
this is just mere probable cause, right? So, and the fact that, she's pregnant is unable to, I don't know that, right? So all this is a probable cause. It doesn't mean that you're guilty, right? Just it's a mere probable cause, There's still a lot before someone can be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, that's a lot higher standard than what we're just doing today. I am going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. What's the dynamic now? I guess it's 6 months down the road.
I mean, they all
Do they
live-
want to have contact? Does-
They all-
Um,
Do you still have contact with your brother-in-law?
So on Mary Ellen, I'm sorry, yeah, Marilyn, is there still contact between you guys?
On and off, not too much.
Okay, so the only thing I'm gonna ask is just don't have any threatening or harassing contact with this person. That's all I'm gonna ask you to do at this point, okay? I'm not gonna put any other conditions in your bond. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. You got a great lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court. Mr. Kamick will tell you when you have to come back to court and that's all there is to it. Just be nice. Don't pick up any new cases, You guys have any questions?
That's it.
So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have just Michael create the bond conditions, we'll have you sign it, and then you guys are free to go. Just do your thing, and just have fun.
Judge, did you set a bond amount?
Oh, I'm gonna set it at what the other one was, 500, and I'll grant her a PR bond.
Move all the way up for me.
Hi there,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good.
Mr. Smith, you're charged with theft.
Yes, sir.
You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 10 days that you've done. On the trespass, is that one getting dismissed? As part of your agreement, your other case, the trespass, is going to be dismissed.
Okay.
Do you know how many thefts this makes for you?
I'm only aware of one that I did from J.C. Penney's.
He only has this and an indecent exposure.
Oh, yeah.
You got to understand that this is an enhanceable offense. What that means is that if you continue to pick up theft cases, at some point, they can hit you with a felony offense because they can use this to enhance your punishment.
Yeah,
From now on, also, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail.
okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So
I don't want that. I'm gonna go out there and be good. If I do get out, it's up to you guys. I mean, I don't know anything about this. I've kept my nose clean, but I don't want to get into it. I mean, just whatever, God's punishing me and wants me to be quiet. I'm just gonna do what you say. That's all.
Mr. Smith, you're going to get out today.
Okay, that's all. God just wants me to be quiet. I've been preaching. I don't want to preach anymore. I've been doing it for years, and God just wants me to be quiet and go out there and get my check on my own. And that's all. God is. I don't know the words to put it. You could have nailed me for something big,
Mr. Smith, the only other thing I'd like to tell you is that when you pick up criminal cases,
Yes, sir.
if you come back to court, good things happen.
Yeah.
When you don't show up to court, this is what happens. So you give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to
I don't know. I
testify.
mean, I don't know what all this stuff means. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying
This
to
is the
learn, but I
stuff
don't
that
know.
I went over with you back in the back.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've never been, I don't know what all this stuff means. It's new to me, and it's really,
You don't want a trial, do you?
I don't know what that means.
Those were 6 people,
Is that,
6 people from the community.
I don't want a trial, do I? I mean, I just want to get out of here. That's all.
Okay. Well, we're working that for you.
Oh,
So just got to make sure that Don't pick up any more cases.
Okay, don't pick
because
up any more cases, okay?
you do, you're looking at 30 days from now on.
Okay.
Got to understand also that you give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. It will be there forever. If you're not a citizen, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Once we're done today, you're done forever. This is what you want to do.
Yeah.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
If I plead guilty, that means I get to go? Yeah.
No, that means that
Are you
took the-
guilty?
You took the pants from J.C. Penney. Did you take the pants?
Yes,
from
ma'am, I
J.C.?
did.
So then,
Okay.
are you guilty or?
I'm guilty.
Okay.
That means I get to go?
That means you plead guilty, he will sentence you, and then you'll be free to go.
Okay,
Mr. Smith, we wish you the best of luck.
okay, thank you. I mean, thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Okay, you too. You take care of yourself, okay?
Lori, you okay?
He was back there, he was answering my questions about.
I think he's great. I think he's okay.
Yeah, he was answering questions about what was going on and was very clear about it until we got out here. He just kind of.
It's okay. It's, you know, when you come out here, it's kind of,
It's kind of spotlight situation.
well, it's, what's the word? It's kind of nerve wracking. Hey, Nathaniel, is your guy here? I need to talk to him. If it's that, but I'm gonna remind him that he's under bond conditions court. He's not to drive, not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs. He's gonna be tested, right? I'll just tell him in Spanish. Vela Gomez, por favor. Do you speak Spanish? Not a lick? If I say something, are you gonna be able to understand? So I'm gonna tell him, tú no puedes usar alcohol cuando tú estás en fianza en este caso ahora. No puedes tomar alcohol. Te voy a hacer exámenes. Si tú tomas o si tú manejes, puedo ponerte en la cárcel por 180 días.
Okay.
¿Me entiendes?
Sí.
Tú tienes esta oferta ahora. Vas a tener que ir, ¿qué fecha?
November 8th.
Tienes que ir a la cárcel el 8 de noviembre, pero no puedes tomar, no puedes usar alcohol ahora o manejar, ¿me entiendes? I'm telling him that he can't use alcohol. He's going to be randomly tested not to drive. If he does, the full range of punishment is available.
Understood, Judge.
¿Entiendes? All right. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Allison, I'm gonna give him the newspaper. Travolta.
What do you got?
We're back on Mr. Wiggins. The jail calls came through.
Sure. And
He does call her 3 times from the jail. They speak for a combined almost hour, I believe. He does talk about various aspects of this case, or not the BPO of the aggravated assault.
but the idea is that, and what you guys relate to us was that he was threatening.
I listened to about half of the
I mean,
totality of
he's not supposed to have contact with her regardless.
Yes, Judge.
To me, the scary thing was that what was relayed to us is that he was threatening.
So when I listened to the calls, what it sounded like is he's having people keep tabs on her and they're reporting back to him what she's doing. And these are,
Like someone can't live their own life, you know? It's like,
yes. And so that was what a series of the first call was about, is these people are reportedly getting back to him what her activities are, who she's talking to. And part of it sounded a little bit just like gossip, but if I'm being honest, Judge.
please.
But he was telling her, he was talking about the facts of the aggravated assault, saying that she shouldn't have been there. She was warned when you hang out, not to be around this guy, Don J, and that when you're around gangsters, you get shot, and that it was kind of her own fault.
Which, while stupid, is not threatening.
So.
Well, I guess it would, how it was said, right?
My understanding of it is it's more like, you done screwed up.
The way he's saying it to her totally could be threatening.
But my conversation with the DA is that they were not threatening calls so much as him just being too stupid to talk about what had already happened and him to admit to on the phone to committing felonies.
He's still trying to keep tabs on her. It's witness intimidation.
I think that keeping tabs on her is somebody saying, I saw her at the club kind of stuff, not I followed her.
When you
to the-"
hang out with gangsters,
If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I don't remember where that was written, but it's generic language.
be that as it may, where do we go from here?
I don't. If his phone privileges are brought back, then I don't know what's to stop him from speaking to the complainant again. When the first call he makes to the complainant's cell phone, her mother picks up and she tells him, "What are you doing? You know you're not supposed to talk to her. You know this is a recorded line." And he says, "I don't care." So.
Is he here?
Yes.
Can you bring him out?
Give me a few minutes, Your Honor.
Take your time. No worries.
He's in the separate cell. Do you want to give him the shut up speech or should I give him the shut up speech?
I've given it to him, so maybe
Okay.
good coming from dad as well.
Okay.
A number of times the complaining witness is like, "You shot me," and he goes, "This is a recorded line, so I can't say things I would normally say."
We know how he really feels. He's no respect for women whatsoever. And it's unfortunate. Well, the thing is that as soon as he gets out of here, the way he is now, he's shown us how he's going to be. And the minute he gets out, he's going to continue to act the way that he's done. He shows no remorse. He shows no care for the rule of law. And it's unfortunate.
All great things to take into consideration during sentencing, Judge.
And bond conditions.
Well, bond
Because if
conditions-
I relent on the bond conditions, it's going to happen again.
It's not a condition
shown
of
us.
bond. It's a restriction of his incarceration. He's not on bond.
I told him not to have contact with her. Not only is he using the phone to have contact with her, but he is using other people's spin to have contact with her. So he knows not only am I not supposed to, and I'm saying it on the phone, but I'm using other people to subvert, to be able to even have more contact with her.
Not arguing the case shouldn't exist, just arguing that he should be able to contact counsel and his other friends and family through his incarceration. At this point, he's restricted to solitary. He's in the same room for 23 hours a day. Some kind of movies in the past I've watched have talked about how that's bad for you. I could quote studies if I could find them.
Shawshank? You talking about Shawshank?
No, there was a great one with Morgan Freeman.
Shawshank.
No. Sorry. I should have rephrased that. With a very, very young Morgan Freeman, where he came out like feral because he'd been locked in a cage for so long. This is like 20 years before Shawshank. By the way, the best Stephen King adaptation ever. Shawshank. Good enough that you wouldn't have known it was Stephen King.
That's true.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll say this is the second most shut and dry VPO I've seen.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Besides one where the defendant called 911 herself.
I'm not arguing PC. Here, I'm gonna give you the polite version. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, but really don't talk. Okay.
Jail. We're having a hearing, one of the multitude of hearings with you today, Mr. Wiggins, because your lawyers are asking me to reinstate your phone privileges. And the problem with this is that the only way that we can really restrict your phone privileges is to put you in what amounts to almost solitary confinement. Put you in a room where you have no access to a phone, because from what I've learned is when you're in general population, there's a phone on the wall and you get access to that phone whenever you want. We've repeatedly asked you not to have contact with the complaining witness, and you repeatedly do this. And you flaunt the rules and
I hit the pause button. Legally, his complaining witness is victim, the girl. Just making sure you understand who he's talking about. Okay.
And the really unfortunate part that I think in all this, Mr. Wiggins, is that the way you are now and the way that you've acted throughout this entire case is that when you do get out back into the free world, I think it's just going to continue. And I don't know if you've learned anything. you know? I mean, women, you have to respect them. You treat them nice. That's what we do. You should treat them with respect, care, love, and when you do, great things happen in life. When you're abusive, when you're angry, and when you do things of this to a woman, I mean, this is what happens. This is where you end up. And I truly, I don't know where to go from here, because if I reinstate your phone privileges and put you back in Gen Pop, I know it's going to happen again. You're going to continue to do what you say you're doing, what you're going to do. It's like when I tell my kid not to do something and they do it over and over, they tell me, sorry, okay, I'm not going to do it again. I know that they're going to do it again. So what your lawyers are asking for me to do is to reinstate your privileges, but I'm scared to do it. What do you think? Stay?
I'm gonna defer to the court, Judge. I'm honestly not sure on what the best course of action is. He has been calling the complainant.
How long has it been in? A week? Week and a half? Maybe 2 weeks?
It's been about a week since
Yeah.
you ordered.
10 days, I believe.
Since he's been in or since he's had segregation?
Segregation.
Yeah, 10 days.
How's it been?
Boring.
What's going on with the felony case? Where are we headed?
So he has a setting on the 12th. I notified the felony attorney about all of this. The only advice she gave me was to continue working up my case.
Is there an offer in the felony case?
Which court is the felony?
It's in the 263rd.
It's the 263rd.
I know the court. I don't remember the judge's name. Not one to move slowly, though.
It's Melissa Morris.
No,
Thank you.
Yeah, Melissa Morris.
That's right, Mills.
It's the classic. I have cases there, but I'm terrible with names, Judge.
There's no offer on the felony cases yet. Have they been indicted?
I would assume with him admitting to committing them on a phone, Judge, that the offers will be severe. And due to the nature of the conduct, I believe that the offers will likely be severe. Speaking with my client, I think it will be unlikely that he'll be able to make bail on the 5 or 6 cases, however many it is.
So if I reinstate the privileges now, how do we have him monitored so that we know he's not to contact?
The only way we could is to have somebody listen to the calls, sit there and listen. I don't know if they, as far as what we've talked about, I don't think they can just ban numbers.
If I reinstate it now, are you going to have someone that listens to the calls?
My job when I was an intern.
We would have to just continuously request them and see what numbers he's calling. So
the victim has been very on board, I believe, with the case and has contacted the DA's office when there's been an issue. I don't believe she'll have any hesitancy of contacting the DA's office.
Still talking though.
Well, she spoke with him at the same time. She wasn't like, I want the case dismissed. I think her conversations were more, why the hell did you shoot at me?
And I will be clear, she's not the one who reported this to us.
Oh, the mother.
No, it was the deputy who was listening in. So
let's do this. I'll give him another chance. Okay. I mean, you're not getting out of jail. I'm just putting you back into Gen Pop. But I'm going to tell you now, if I find that it happens again, if you have contact with this person again, if you try to use someone else's SPIN number to make any phone calls, if you contact any witness in this case, I'm going to put you back into that room and you will stay there until the cases are done. Do you understand? What did I just say?
You Didn't nobody spend them and don't call nobody on the
Who are you not to call? Who?
What's names? What's the girl's name?
You don't have to say the name, just who is the person you're not supposed to call? The complaining witness. Do you understand? What happens if you do?
Go back to over there, solitary text.
They're listening to every single phone call you make. I don't know how much more I can stress this. It even tells you once you pick up the phone and make the phone call, we're recording everything you say. Do you understand, Mr. Wiggins?
I'll add one more. So they have you on a recorded phone call. Okay, that's just calling her is a violation of your bond conditions and the protective order. Should you do it again on a recorded phone, 2 incidents inside a year are automatically a felony, and it's the easiest felony to prove.
You will get hit with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7th felony violation of a protective order if you make the phone call again. Do you understand? Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
And if it happens again, I'm not going to entertain any motion, this, that, like, that's it.
Understood. Do we need to approach on dates or for future dates? I don't know if I need to ask her.
The felonies are set for
November 12th.
12th, so we can do the next day.
Meeting. Go to the Thank you, Judge.
Okay,
Thank you.
so just make sure to, just,
We'll keep up with the judge.
okay. Mark Vince.
Yes.
I'm here on the non-arrest bond for Mr. Torres.
You had a cause number for him?
Yes, it's 253-4160. Did you get that number? 253.
Guys, keep it down, please. Venancio Torres, come on up. Good morning, Mr. Torres. He speaks English, right? Do you speak English?
Yeah, I just saying.
Would you like a translator?
No, that's fine.
Is he gonna understand what's
We
going on?
talked, we understand.
Okay. Mr. Torres, you're charged with assault of a family member. You are facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 15th, 2024, officers dispatched to a welfare check at a residence in Harris County, Texas. Officers made contact with the complainant, who was observed to have a fresh, large bump to the back of her head. The complainant was observed to be very scared to speak to law enforcement at the time of their arrival, while the defendant was in the area. The complainant insisted that she wanted to leave the house and get out. The officers made contact with the defendant, who stated that him and the complainant had been dating for about 1 month and had recently had a couple verbal arguments. The defendant stated that he was outside and heard screams coming from inside. And when he came inside, he found the complainant on the floor in the living room and that she had fell from the stepping stool that was in the living room. The defendant stated that the argument never got physical between them, and the officer contacted the witness, who called in the welfare check and stated that he received a message from the complainant of a picture of a firearm. The witness stated that the complainant began sending him audio through WhatsApp, and on the audio, you can hear the complainant say, "Jose, run. He is going over there with a firearm. Run now." The second audio that was sent from the witness, you could hear the complainant telling him, "I was able to take the firearm away from him, but he had a knife. Run." The witness stated he called the complainant and was able to hear a disturbance between the complainant and a male. The complainant tells the witness, "I don't want to die," and the witness then overhears a male yell, "If you call the police, it will get worse." And then that's when the witness heard them arguing, and he can tell the defendant's mouth was then covered and can no longer talk. And then the complainant stated the defendant was upset that her ex-boyfriend was trying to pick her up, so the defendant placed a firearm inside his waist and said he was gonna look for her ex-boyfriend, and he left the house. The complainant stated the defendant returned a short period later and continued to argue with her about leaving the house. And when the complainant was exiting the master bedroom and going towards the living room to leave, the defendant pushed her back, causing the complainant to fall to the ground and hitting her head with the floor. The complainant stated she lost consciousness after she fell, but when she woke back up, she was already laying on the bed when the defendant was there pleading that he was sorry and he didn't mean to hurt her. The complainant stated she did feel pain. And that's it, Your Honor.
So it is the pushing and falling on the floor and getting hurt that way. Okay. Mr. Torres, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? You don't understand?
No, not one time.
He said, no, he's not gonna have contact.
Okay, I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons, no guns. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you have a weapon, if I find that you try to have contact with this person, I'm going to put you in jail and you will not get any more PR bonds. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
Yes, sir.
You are?
Yes, sir.
I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Yolis Hernandez as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? If you violate this court order, the state can and will file an additional charge against you, violation of a protective order, and then it's really bad. Do you understand? If you ever have any questions, Mark can help you and guide you through this. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Metzen. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. So don't pick up any new cases, no contact and no weapons. That's it. Do you have any questions? Okay. As far as the bond is concerned, we need to take care of that.
Yes.
Do you have any prior criminal history that you guys see? Alex?
I can run his NCIC.
In Texas, no, Your Honor, I don't know. Outside, I doubt anything outside.
Your Honor, I don't see any other criminal history.
Okay. Mr. Torres, I'll set your bond at $500 and I will give you a PR bond today. Okay, but I will not give you another PR bond. If you pick up a new case or violate these conditions, I'm gonna take that PR bond in a moment's notice. You understand? Okay, my friend. So take a seat. We'll have you sign all the documents, but don't leave until we let you go. Okay? All right. Ready? Herman.
Sure.
Can I get the?
Approaching Mr. Adams, Judge. Yeah, no rush.
That one is the order. This one had a motion to end the order.
Okay, what's this one? So I took off the no contact. I took off the residential restriction. The other stuff I left in there to just let him know it's stuff that he shouldn't do anyways, you know? Okay, sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, no worries. Jake Adams, Judge, is our first one. Oh, Forbes, yeah.
Oh,
Still Jake.
Okay. It's 2 weeks, state to eval.
Yes, Judge. We talked to Herman this morning about if he'd be interested in applying for our DWI program, just given the defendant's criminal history. He would have to apply through Nathan.
So
All his
you're,
cases have been dismissed, so it's usually, and he's under 1.5 and it's not an accident,
but your eval is that you think it's still good for trial or what?
I mean, we can, if you'd like to set it for trial, Judge, we can set it for trial.
I haven't got an offer before today, and now, if the court allows, if Mr. Forbes, I haven't discussed the mitigation packet with Mr. Forbes. We did discuss PTI, he would accept the PTI, but we didn't discuss mitigation, because I was still waiting, because I wasn't anticipating mitigation with all just 2 prior dismissals. And it wasn't PTI dismissals, it was straight dismissals. So if the court would allow me to talk to Mr. Forbes and give him a couple weeks.
No, it's 180 days,
I
Herman.
understand, Judge. I mean, I have
And
never
he's here.
been, I don't have an offer. It was the first time I got any indication of a mitigation was needed on a .13. So, and I've never got an offer.
So he has a prior DWI in our county that was a straight dismissal. I'm seeing another prior DWI from 2012 out of Anahoc that was dismissed pursuant to a PTI. So just because of that, it would be.
I mean, he's already had a PTI
It's,
dismissal.
according to my client, that's not,
Right.
it's not the
So-
case. It's not the case. And I mean, we can get the Anahuac judgment. I mean, they're making it, they don't have the actual, just, it looks like it. They don't have anything to confirm that it was a PTI. And my client is telling me it was a straight dismissal. And he had a straight dismissal here.
I can reach out to the county.
No, but no. It's 180 days. It's time to decide what we're going to do. So come up, Mr. Forbes.
It's difficult when I don't have an offer previous to today to advise my client. Because I was just asking for,
Been around the block.
no, I understand.
What the offers are normally going to be. So.
But I thought it was gonna be a straight PTI offer if they did it, because it was a 1.3 and the previous cases were dismissed.
If he has 2 prior DWI dismissals, you got to anticipate they're probably going to want a mitigation packet.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think well,
look,
Nathan, usually when it's a case that's been dismissed, Judge, it's on non-PTI, it's an automatic.
the other thing, I'd be careful what you wish for, because if they see that it's a PTI dismissal, he probably wouldn't even be eligible for a PTI.
Yes,
You know
that's
what I mean?
fine.
So, all right, Mr. Forbes, so your case is old. It's time to make a decision on what you want to do. They have a PTI program where if you are granted entry into and you complete it successfully, the case gets dismissed. When you are facing a more aggravated DWI, they make you do what's called a mitigation packet, which is you have to do more as far as to get entry into the program, right? And the better you do your application, the more you provide, the more likelihood you have that they'll grant you entry, right?
Judge, I'll just reach out for the court. I'll just reach out to Nathan today and just say, or tomorrow, he doesn't like, but to make sure he even wants a mitigation. Nathan might be in the position, like, if he has, if he had a PTI before, I'm not gonna give him another one before, again. So I can represent to the court that.
I'll give you a week, come back and let me know in a week what you want to do.
Does this appear, because he doesn't live in
No, it's
Houston.
not. Oh, where do you live?
Live in Dayton.
How far is
Texas.
Dayton from here?
About 45 minutes.
So yeah.
I mean, you need to start working on the packet is what you need to start doing. So I'll let Herman explain to you what that is.
We talked about it, yes.
So you need to get working on it. Regardless, we're going to need him to do a TRAS. So I guess let's do this. I'll give you 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. He's got to have the packet done by then.
Okay.
We'll have him come back and we'll send him to do a TRAS.
Okay.
Okay.
And can I ask the state to give you an offer in lieu of, if Mr. Beadle does not give us a PTI?
I'm going to tell you now, Herman, I'm going to be very hard pressed as with 2 prior dismissals with the time served.
No, I'm just
So-
asking for offers, Judge.
If you can put an offer,
But
an alternative.
what if, wait, I hear what you're saying. I can understand that you feel that way, but what if they were both straight dismissals as opposed to one a PTI?
It keeps happening.
Yes, but
happening.
he's been
happening.
innocent he's been not guilty the 2 other times. I mean, Judge, so you're penalizing a person for the cops arresting someone when they were not guilty of something. I mean, if the state decided,
I don't know that.
well, the state did, because they said that he was not guilty, they dismissed it.
I'm not going to, I don't want to get into this now.
No,
So
but I'm confused as to if a safe dismisses the two cases on two separate occasions, and they feel they couldn't prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And I'm not saying if one was a PTI, I can understand the judge's concern if one was a PTI. I totally get it. But if they say, hey, we don't feel he was guilty of these, he's now getting penalized on one that he may or may not be guilty of.
are you saying was one of them a PTI dismissal?
We just have in our record. Out of county, ours was
I looked on the Chambers County District Court's website, and for this defendant, it looks like on that date that's in our records, they have a charge for failure to control speed, Class C charge, so not DWI. So I don't know if it was reduced down to that from DWI, or I don't.
Can you pull up a full NCIC and then we'll do that workup? And in the interim, you guys do what you want to do, whether you want to do
And
it.
I'm not trying to like discount.
I'm never going to begrudge you for
Yeah, yes,
relentlessly,
Okay, cool.
advocating. It's great, and I
Okay,
love it.
Okay.
So really,
Oh,
you're
yeah, I understand.
never going to hurt my feelings.
Okay.
So, but at the same time, understand, I'm not
Okay.
going to reward someone for continuing to pick up DWIs
Absolutely.
over
That's,
and over and over.
I wouldn't, as a
Doesn't work
citizen, I
like
wouldn't
that
want that
in
either.
life. Got to understand, the older you get, you have to know better, right? And my concern is, how many times have you not been? Right? That's my concern. So regardless, we'll give you 2 weeks. If you want to go the PTI route, you have to have the packet done by then. We'll bring you back. We'll send you for a TRAS, which is an evaluation everybody has to go through. If you don't want to do that, be ready to either set up a trial or the alternate offer, and then we can discuss that. in the interim.
Thank you very much.
In the interim, can you please do a thorough search as far as criminal history so we can?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Can we go to?
Gentlemen, go ahead.
Herman,
Sir.
we love you.
I know, I'm good, but I just want to make sure I'm down or there.
Just give me,
Long, come on up, page 20,
did he just get here?
maybe like 20, 30 minutes ago.
Come up, Mr. Long. What time did you come to court?
It's supposed to have been at 8:30, sir.
What time did you get here?
Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago. I'm not sure. I've been sitting over there. I don't have my phone on me. I turned it off when I came in.
When you come to court, you're supposed to be in the seat at 8:30.
Yes, sir.
Not at 10:01, 9:57. Do you understand?
That's correct, sir.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Mr. Long, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Can't afford.
Yes, sir. Officers are dispatched to a construction site in Harris County, Texas, in response to criminal mischief. The site is surrounded by a security fence with visible no trespassing signs. The complainant told the officers that he observed the defendant via surveillance damage the security fence to gain access to the property. The complainant called the officers and confronted the defendant at the site. The complainant stated a portion of the security fence needed to be replaced, costing approximately $400.
Say it again.
It was a construction site and he damaged the security fence, costing $400.
Indication as to why?
The complainant observed on security footage, he was just trying to gain access to the property.
Mr. Long, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Are you on probation or parole at this time?
No, sir.
You do it yourself.
I'm looking for work.
When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
Sir.
Why?
Funds and transportation and just not knowing things. I work for Jack's Construction. I work plumbing with him, but he would come pick me up every once in a while, about 4 times a week, maybe 3 times. And I went to work with him every day.
Okay, it's time for you to get a full-time job, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. Don't be picky. If you have to get a job at Chick-fil-A, get a job at Chick-fil-A. Doesn't matter where you work. If you put your heart and soul into it and you do a good job, you're going to do well wherever you work.
Yes, sir.
Even Disney World, it doesn't matter.
I'm hoping to go back into plumbing with
No,
arm
No,
plumbing.
I
No,
want you to get a full-time.
this is full-time. This is not Jack construction. This arm plumbing, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you.
I'm clean, sir.
If I find that you're using anything that you shouldn't be using, I'm going to put you in jail.
Yes, sir. Correct.
You to
sir.
understand one thing. You got out of jail because I gave you a free bond. You're not going to get another one. If you violate these conditions, you violate anything, you pick up a new case, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond around 5 to 10. And if you don't have anyone to pony up that money, what happens?
I go to jail.
You will stay in jail. So when you're out in the free world, consider every move you make.
Yes, sir.
Because if it's something that could land you in jail, don't do it.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir. I will not.
I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks from today. I want to see what you have done to get a job. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will have you fill out an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. I'm going to have you meet with pretrial, and then I'll have you take your seat in the jury box. I'm telling you now, Mr. Long, you're going to get drug tested like crazy. If I find that you're using, everything will go sideways really quick. I'm also ordering you not to go back to this construction site, not to have contact with the complaining witness, and not to be in possession of weapons as well.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have it monitored, so don't worry about it.
Yes, Judge.
This is Mr. Ray, Your Honor.
Morning, Judge.
Hi, Carl. How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. He has two other cases that are being dismissed as a condition of the plea. He has two other cases that are being dismissed.
So he's on deferred for an assault of a family member. As part of the agreement, they dismiss another assault. Now he's picked up another two cases. He picked up an interference.
The other assault was already dismissed prior to today.
Say it again?
The other assault was dismissed prior to today.
Yeah, but I mean, it was dismissed in conjunction with
Right.
him getting onto the deferred, right? And now he's picked up another two cases.
Perhaps the order has already been dismissed.
What would you guys like to do?
He would like to plead true on the motion to adjudicate pursuant to the agreement. And the other two cases are being dismissed by the state. 230 days, credit for 73 served.
I don't know. I don't know. They assessed him to do DDRP, and what happened?
Did complete DDRP on July 11th, 2023. It looks like he was engaged in a role in aftercare.
You were doing so great. What happened?
Yes, sir. When I went to the Salvation Army, they were working us very, very hard, and I had my head down during one of our morning meetings, and they kicked me out for that.
What? That sounds so silly, though.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Is that when the cops came and then everything just went haywire?
No, sir. They kicked me out. And from there, I had to find a ride back up to Humble, and then I've just been homeless since then.
What do you want to do?
I would like to do my time served, what he's planning to go with, just get my life back together.
Now you're going to end up with just more convictions, though, man. And now you'll end up with a conviction on an assault of a family member. That's what you're doing. Basically, what you're doing is you're pleading guilty to everything. Everything's now going to go on your record. You now have another assault on your record. It's gonna kill you.
Wasn't aware of that.
Do you want to stay on?
What's the option?
Taking any medication?
No, sir.
Should you be taking medication?
Sir.
Why aren't you taking?
When I got kicked out of Salvation Army, that was the last of my medication.
What do you have in your life?
No one.
Where's no mom, dad? Where's mom and dad?
I have them, but my phone got stolen and my ID and social security card after the Salvation Army, so I wasn't able to talk to anyone for months.
You'd rather live on the street than live with mom and dad?
I'd rather live with them, but I need to get in contact first, that's all.
You can make that happen if you want.
Yes, please.
Will they take you is another question.
I'm wondering the same.
It looks like he has to do the aftercare, which is IOP and SOP. They also wanted him to remain in compliance with his mental health treatment. He also informed the officer at that time that he was not taking his medication due to all of the homelessness and everything at that time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take this. No, it serves you no purpose. All we do is basically you throw you out on the street, right back for you to do what you're doing now. You're gonna end up with more convictions. Next time, now, you're looking at up to 10 years in prison. This is not the right way to go through life, Mr. Ray. You know, you're going backwards instead of, did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
That's a
Yes,
good
sir.
thing.
I'm sorry.
That's great. No. So let's do this. Can you try to get in contact with mom and dad and see if they'll take him back? And then I would like to talk to your mom and dad too and see what we can do about getting you back at home and not living on the street. Why you would prefer to live on the street? Is it dope?
No, sir. I just got in contact with my mother literally like 2 days before I was arrested. She got me a phone, but I'm just not sure if she would let me live there. So if I could talk to her, maybe, but.
Let's see. Do you mind, Carl? And I'll help you out as well. If you need, like, I'm happy to talk to mom as well to see what we can do to get you back on the straight and narrow. Can we get him tap funding?
He was, yes, he already qualified.
Great. Everything can be paid for you, man. Everything's gonna be, we have it right there set for you. All you gotta do is take the medication, get off the street. All right, okay.
As far as the bonds that he's in custody on. Talk to mom first.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this now. Where we're trying to help you, I'm not gonna throw you out on the street. I'm not gonna let you out until we know that you have a place to stay. And when we release you, you have to get released to those people, mom and dad. I'm not releasing you to walk on the street and to just walk out and do nothing. No, the only way I'm gonna release you is if I know that you have a place to go to. Preferably mom and dad. You understand?
Sir.
Make all the amends that you need to do. All right?
Sir.
Okay. Thanks, Carl. Steve. Let me talk to Carl first.
Talk to mom. He can come stay with her.
Okay.
She gave me her address and I talked to her on the phone. And she said she could stay with him at least temporarily until adequate housing is found for him.
So who are we even talking about?
The mother on Austin Ray. Austin Ray, the gentleman you did not accept the plea on.
Oh, right. Who?
Huh?
Who?
Austin Ray.
No, but who are you saying? Mom?
Mom, Sandra Ray. I got her he can come stay with her. At least temporarily until adequate housing is arranged. And I don't know how permanent that is. I mean, it sounds like he's bipolar and he does have some issues that apparently she's had some conflicts with before, but he does have a place to stay at least temporarily. I mean, I can give him
she's gonna throw him out on the street. I don't.
She's not gonna throw him out on the street. She said he can stay with her until he gets housing.
I mean, I'd like to talk to her and see how long we can, you got a number? Yeah. All right, just don't say it.
Hey, Judge, real quick question on page 25, 26. You sent him home with the financial affidavit.
He came back with only one side filled out in English isn't his first language. I asked him if somebody could help him fill it out and he said his aunt. So do you want me to give him more time?
Sure.
Like 2 weeks?
Yeah. Do you know what the name is? Oh, that is, okay. Not gonna answer.
I had to call her back the second time after it went to voicemail. I think she kind of screens her phone calls.
Please leave your.
Let's try again. Try again. The phone now.
I see Harris County.
I rarely even answer the phone now too.
Hello?
Is this Miss Ray?
Yes.
Hi, Miss Ray. My name is David Fleischer. I'm the judge in Harris County Court 5.
Oh, okay. Hi.
And I've got your son with me now.
Okay.
And I'm quite concerned.
Okay.
Do you have a moment to talk?
Yes.
You know, my concern is he's living on the street and it's taking him down a dark path.
Right.
I want to get him off.
So do I. He's bipolar and he's not taking his medication. So, you know, he kind of listens to me some of the time and then he doesn't.
And is that why he just ends up leaving?
He does a lot of walking. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, yes.
Are
He'll
you?
walk, he'll come in and out of the house day and night, you know. Walking.
What do you say if, you know, we have him on probation on a case here. We put him into a dual diagnosis residential facility and he was doing great. And the problem is he gets out and he was living at the Salvation Army and something happened in the Salvation Army and everything just went haywire after that. You know, we have him doing, you know, what we want, the roadmap is that we want him to do intensive outpatient treatment followed by supportive outpatient treatment so that we know he's not using any kind of, you know, illegal drugs and he continues to take his medication. The problem is that I don't want to just put him out on the street.
Okay, I understand that.
Is it possible that if we leave him with you, is that okay?
Yeah, I would just like him to, if you know, get back get into his own housing and maybe get on his medication. But yes, he could stay here for now.
What I'd like to do, and hey, ma'am, can you bring up Mr. Ray? Yeah. What I'd like to do is I will amend. So what we're going to do is I'm going to amend his probation so that he has a curfew, so he's not out in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And that he has to take his medication.
Okay.
If I put an ankle monitor, will they pay for it? I don't care. Like, at least let's see if we can order it. And if they'll pay for it, let's do it. And then I'll, you know.
What time do you want to put on?
Is he capable of working, Miss Ray?
He would be if he was on his medication. My problem has been that he will not take the medication because he doesn't believe he needs it. That he's really, he gets irritable and short if he's not taking that medication.
No, I know.
So I think that's why he was able to get jobs, but you know, he might just walk out to take a cigarette and just decide he's not going to go back. He never had a problem getting a job. It's just keeping it, but he has to have the medicine. He has to take his medicine.
I'm certainly going to admonish him that he must continue to take the medication. It will be a part of his probation. And that what we'll do is that if he starts messing around with him, we'll just keep putting him back in custody.
Okay.
You know, and just try to use that as a motivation for him to keep taking it. Mr. Ray,
Sorry.
guess who I'm on the phone with? Say hi to mom.
Hi, Mom. How you doing?
Can you hear him?
Mom, you hear me? Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
I hear you.
She cares for you. And what I want, Mr. Ray, is to find you a place. And the only way I'm going to do it is on two conditions. Number one, and most importantly, that you take the medication. You need it. And when you take it, good things happen. When you don't take it, what happens? You start wearing orange again. And it's over, and it's over, and it's over. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 criminal cases here to prove it. When you don't take the medication, bad things happen and you end up in jail. When you take it, the world is in your palms. Anything can happen when you take it. You have to continue. The other thing is that I'm giving you a curfew. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. Do you understand?
Sorry.
Do you want me to let you out on jail?
Sorry.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend you. And I'm telling you now, the next time you mess with us by not taking your medication, picking up a new case, or if you're mean to your mother, I'm just going to file a motion to revoke your probation. And then we will continue this game until you successfully complete the probation. I'm extending you now for another year. Yes, because I want you. The most important thing in your life that you need to do at this time is you have to get a job. Your mother and your father will not be here for the rest of your life. What's going to happen when they pass? You're going to have no one. And if you don't have a steady job with some kind of income, you're going to go nowhere in life. You'll end up broke, on the street, missing teeth. Really, what you're doing now, Mr. Ray,
Sorry.
what you're doing now is you're trying to set yourself up for the future. Do you understand? Can you get it done?
Sorry.
Mom,
Yeah.
did you get the phone number for the lawyer, for Carl?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
that will be your point of contact for me. If you ever have any issues that Mr. Ray starts acting up, all you have to do is call Carl and he will get a hold of me and then I'll take care of business for you.
Okay.
So you have a direct line to me so that if you ever need me for any reason, he starts acting up, all you have to do is let me know and I'll take care of it for you. You must listen and follow her rules. I don't care what you think of them. Otherwise, you know what happens. You have any questions?
No, sir.
I am going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. If you take off and just leave, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. And I'm telling you now, I will not take the time served. We are going to continue doing this until you successfully complete the probation. My goal is to have you working in a job for a long time. That's the goal. And when you can do that, and when you can show me that, one, you're taking your medication constantly, and number two, that you've got a good job and that you've stayed there for a while, I'll take you off. That's the idea, so that you can be there and have a future for yourself. Do you have any questions?
Sorry.
That's it.
You are bonds.
So I'm gonna give him a bond today. He's, how is he gonna get to your house? Do you have any way, where do you live? Do you live here in Houston?
I live in Kingwood.
Kingwood? I don't have someone that can take him to your house, though. My only issue is.
All right.
I would like to release him to your custody so we know that he actually goes with you. Is that possible?
Okay. Yes, I can come down and pick him up.
Wonderful. So we will do release instructions that he's only allowed to be released to mom. I'm not going to play this game again with you. we're giving you another chance. All I'm asking you to do is make me proud. Can you get it done?
Sorry.
All right, make me proud. Okay. All right, Carl.
Thank you.
Got it. Thank you so much for taking my call, Miss Ray.
Thank you so much, Judge,
Yes.
for being such a caring and I
Well,
like that. Thank you so much.
I hope it,
appreciate
you know, I hope it works. And if it doesn't, just call me. We'll keep doing this until it works, you know?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Have a
Take
good
care.
day.
You too. No, sure. No. Baby steps.
I
And
know.
then,
I
would you
understand.
mind letting her know that he's probably gonna be released like 8 hours, just in case? And then that way they can hopefully try to coordinate when.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carl.
Judge, can we do the arraignment?
No,
Okay.
yes.
Kingdom, come on up, page 24, 25. You posted a cash bond and we kept rolling.
Did you just get out of jail?
I got out of jail the day that my court date was scheduled at about 3 o'clock on the 24th. They said they could not find me while I was in custody.
So why are you here in shorts?
I just got a call from one of the attorneys that I had reached out to, and I didn't know that I had a court date. I understand. I'm sorry.
Don't come to court in shorts, and court starts at 8:30 in the morning.
I didn't know though. I didn't know I had it until the
Okay.
attorney called me.
The benefit of the doubt.
I
for
just
the
ran
future-
down here because I didn't think.
Jamaican.
Yes, sir.
Future, court starts at 8:30 and you don't come in shorts.
I understand.
You're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're charged with criminal mischief. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Your Honor, may I get a cause number?
Yes.
Hold on, Alex. Judge, may I approach you?
It's
Sure.
P. Alex, P. Yeah.
Can hear me. Okay. Thank you.
I
got it.
May I speak, Your Honor?
No. No, we are going to do probable cause. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Do you understand? We are going to do it. Don't say anything. Okay.
Judge, the complainant requested an Uber ride home. The defendant was the Uber driver. The defendant picked up the complainant from her apartment, but stopped just before the exit and began using his cell phone. The complainant believed the defendant was trying to cancel the ride, and the complainant questioned the defendant as to why he wanted her out of the car. The defendant stated to the complainant that she was taking too long. The defendant proceeded to exit his vehicle and walked over to the complainant's side and opened the door. The defendant then proceeded to pull on the complainant's arm and pulled her out of the vehicle. The defendant proceeded to punch the complainant with a closed fist above the complainant's eye, causing injury and pain. During the altercation, the defendant grabbed the complainant's cell phone and threw it, destroying it in the process. And
So she's trying to get an Uber ride with him.
Yes, Judge.
He's, I guess, trying to cancel it allegedly. And then when she calls him out on it, he allegedly assaults her.
Assaults her, Judge.
And breaks the phone.
Breaks her phone, that's worth $1,000, her phone.
Mr. Pinkham, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to do this anymore. You're not, I have to imagine that you're now no longer working for Uber. Am I right?
Correct.
I am now making that a condition of your bond that you're not to work for Uber or, I mean, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
I'm running his LCS, Judge.
She doesn't have.
Yes, Judge. No criminal history, Judge. Driver's license is currently eligible.
What kind of conditions do you think in this case would?
I would agree, no contact with the complainant and no rideshare apps, Judge. No working for any rideshare company or taxi company would be appropriate.
How are you employed now, Mr. Pinkham?
I'm unemployed now.
I am making it a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of weapons, and not to do any rideshare employment. You can find other employment elsewhere, but no rideshare. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail, and I'm going to tell you now. You got out of jail because we gave you a PR bond. You pick up a new case, you violate these conditions. So how are you supporting yourself right now?
I don't have any income. This is all new to me.
When was your last day of
I assume
employment?
that when the video,
We're not going to talk about the case. My only concern now is whether I should appoint you a lawyer or whether I should go have you hire a lawyer. For me to determine whether you qualify, I need to see whether you're indigent or not, meaning that you meet the federal poverty guidelines.
I doubt that I would meet the poverty guidelines.
So what we can do is we can reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Okay. I'll give you plenty of time. We'll give you 30 days. In that time, the only thing I'm asking you to do is just don't pick up any new cases and just don't violate these conditions. The only thing I'm not asking you to do much, I'm just asking you to follow the law. Don't have contact with a complaining witness, don't have any weapons, and no rideshare activity. That's it.
In relation to the rideshare, I have several people in the neighborhood who rely on me for, I'm not allowed to take those. It would not be a rideshare app at all. These are just people that I know personally.
I don't know how we would stop the defendant, judge, or supervise him. I guess you could. I would still be opposed to it. I guess if they're friends of his and he's not taking any income from it, I wouldn't be opposed.
My only concern is that I don't want something like this to happen again. That's my concern. Mr.
Understandable.
Pinckney. You know what I mean? I just,
Sure,
it's-
sure. I mean, you don't know me from Adam. Why would you?
and the allegations are quite concerning to me, you know?
Of course, they'd be
So-
concerned to anyone. I understand.
So I don't want you to say anything that would put your, to hurt you anymore. So, just be careful out there. So what we'll do now is I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria. After that, we'll have you take your seat in the jury box. We're going to get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign, and then you'll be free to go after that. And when you come back, please have a lawyer. Okay?
And I found it.
Are we doing the amended conditions for Mr. Ray right here?
Yeah, but we need to make sure that, that we do a,
And they said that they.
like a release.
Paperwork for 90 days, and then we'll have to restaff it.
Okay, yeah, I'm certainly okay with that.
Melissa said for the release tomorrow, I need to put her next address. Or her name for me. What day does he want to be released? So what day are we? Gonna be released today or tomorrow?
All right, fortnight time. Guys, we love you. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, guys. I don't know which one. Well, that's it. No more. That is all the Judge Fleischer that we have for today. If you want more Judge Fleischer than what you had right then, you're going to have to come back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to do the Fleischer Forum all over again. I'm going to go over the Tuesday docket for Judge David Fleischer. I'm going to be doing these lives every night of the week that Judge Fleischer has a docket live. Thank you guys for showing up and talking about the cases and hanging out. It was very interesting, and I enjoy spending time with you guys. I'll be back here, same wolf time, same wolf channel. And don't forget, we do still have weekend reviews. And I also changed the Manning over to a little bit of a premiere type thing. That was supposed to be premiere that just redirected into this show, but that failed horribly. Thanks to Comcast. Thank you, Comcast, for all the early stream troubles and everything. It was fun, you guys. I'll see you guys next time. This is Lone Wolf Oozle. Checking out.